Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Effects Loop. I'm your host, Jay Byrne. Bear with my voice here and my throat today. There's probably going to be a lot of edits in this video because I'm going to cut all my coughing. Apparently, my daughter decided to bring home, I guess it's called RSV. That's what the kids are calling it these days. And my wife had it for like a month and she's still coughing her freaking brains out, although she's doing better now. And then of course I caught it. I get to deal with it for like 2 freaking months and then catch it. But anyway, I'm managing. Complaining a lot, but managing. Alright, so I had an idea for a video this week, and this, I don't know, not really Christmas related, even though it is Christmas time. I wanted to discuss my Epiphone Dilemma, okay? Alright, here's my Epiphone Dilemma. And I'm sure there are people out there that can actually relate to this, so this might actually get some views. This might actually interest somebody. Okay. So, I have had 3 Epiphone guitars. I have 335, which I got quite a few years ago. That guitar is virtually perfect. It has a little issue with the bridge. The bridge was leaning a bit, and I fixed it the best I could. But that was the first one where I noticed the problem. This guitar, which I got not that long ago actually, this is like brand new. And I mean, this one's brand new. I haven't expected this to happen. It's starting to happen on this guitar already, which is kind of annoying to me. And I had an Epiphone Les Paul custom, a white one, which I sold. Partly for financial reasons to help with Christmas money, and partly because I was just getting sick of dealing with some of the issues that that guitar had. Now, I'm not saying that it wasn't a good guitar. It was a good guitar, and with a little bit of work, it could have been fine. I just didn't feel like dealing with it. I mean, I have 2 other humbucker style guitars right now, the 335 and this SG, and I find myself playing these 2 guitars far more often than ever picking up the Les Paul, because I mean the Les Paul's heavy. The thing was like 8 or 9 pounds. It wasn't light. So, my issue is that these stupid bridge posts, the posts on these Epiphones, keep pulling out. They keep kind of starting to come out of the guitar. Now, I haven't completely removed them and glued them back in or anything like that yet at this point. I mean, especially not with this guitar, because this guitar is brand new. It's the first time I'm even dealing with this guitar. But the Epiphone Les Paul Custom that I had, the white one, the Alpine white one, I mean, the posts were coming up good on that. And it was driving me crazy. I'm like, these things keep coming up. I mean, it's really annoying that it's, you know, all 3 of them were doing it. All 3 of my Epiphones. And I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with this on all 3 of my Epiphone guitars. So what I've done is I sold one of the guitars, like I said, mostly for financial reasons. Like, I just needed money for Christmas, and I didn't play it that much anymore, and it was gorgeous and I liked it, but, you know. I've actually been thinking about possibly, not anytime soon, not until like tax season or whatever, but I might be looking into like a PRS, like a McCarty 594, like the SEs, because that freaking Silver Sky that I have in the closet is flawless. Like, my PRS Silver Sky is flawless. The thing has like nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Like, and the fretwork is great, everything is good. Every time I get an Epiphone guitar, even though I like Epiphone, don't get me wrong, every time I get an Epiphone guitar, there's something wrong with it that needs to be dealt with. And, you know, it gets frustrating after a while. But in general, in general, I just wanted to get rid of the Epiphone. I got rid of the Epiphone, whatever. I'm kind of blabbing on and on here. So let me get back onto the point. So the issue that I've been having, one with the Epiphone Les Paul that I sold, was that I think it's inherent in that style of guitar, unfortunately. And I kind of noticed it early on, and it never really mattered to me because I used to use it with the Helix when I had my Line 6 Helix, and I always had a noise gate on the Helix, so it kind of like, it got rid of the noise. But now that I've been playing a lot through the Katana, if I use distortion like an overdrive pedal or something with it, there's a lot of like noise, like 60 cycle hum style noise. It was loud. For a humbucker guitar, it was loud. And I guess those guitars, the vintage style ones, aren't grounded as properly as some of the more modern style guitars. Now, I'm not really sure what the difference between this and that is as far as inside, because I haven't checked really. But this guitar is quiet. Like, I don't get like all the buzz with this guitar, the hum. I mean, they're low output too, humbuckers, but also my 335 is, I mean, it's quiet enough. I mean, you get a little noise here and there, and I'm sure some of it's RF interference from my apartment. But in general, it's fine. In general, this is fine. So yeah, the Epiphone Les Paul is gone. And I will just have to learn to deal with that. However, what I've got here is that issue, and I'm going to take a few quick photographs with my phone, well, iPod, I don't even have a phone, and I'll put them up in the video so you can see what I'm actually doing as well. Show you. It's not dramatic, okay? Most people probably wouldn't even notice it, but as soon as you notice it, it's like it stands out like a sore thumb, and it drives my brain crazy because, you know, I'm that type of person where stuff like that will drive me crazy. And it's probably not a major issue, and it is fixable. I mean, you can take these posts off, okay? You can take the posts out. I actually took the post out of the other one. I'm probably not gonna take these out. I might have to, and if I do, I'll show you how I do it. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about this, okay? But these posts that go into the body right here are coming up. They've shifted for whatever reason. I don't really know exactly the science behind what causes that problem. I'm sure it's nothing crazy. But what I did do is I got this right here. I went out and bought a rubber mallet. Now most people are going to cover it or do something. I'm going to see if I can get these back into place just by giving them a little bit of a knock. That is not going to do anything. But I guess I don't know that that's really doing anything. I mean, you gotta hit it a little harder than that, I think. Whoa, don't knock my whole table over. I think the trick to this would be to take the bushing out, to take it out. I just don't like the fact that it's shifted. I can get it back in there straight if I take it out probably, but it's going to shift again. There are ways to get them out. Like, you know, pop it out, pop it back in kind of deal. And what was the trick? It's a trick where if you put it like a screw, like a small screw in there, and then what you do is you put the bolt in and you turn it, and it'll push it out. Let me see if I have a small screw that I can do this with. Oh wait, is this the one? This has got way too big of a head on it though, right? No, this is the one. This isn't gonna, well, yeah, it did. It drops down. All right, So it drops down. You use a screw that can fit the head through right here. It'll drop down into this. Then you can take the post like this. Screw the post in. And you're going to feel the resistance on the screw at some point. Well then, just keep turning it, and it just pulls the bushing right out. This one came out easy. Like way easy. Yeah, I don't like how easy this one came out. This one came out really easy. So that's how you get these bushings out, actually. And then you can put them back in. Try to, at least. Put them back in straight. Now, is this going tight? Is it going crooked? I mean, I can push this in with my hand. This one? Okay. It's going down now. Let's see if we can get this thing straight. Is it straight? Nope. It's not straight. So this is going to be a little bit of a tricky fix to get this thing back in straight. So, screw trick. I mean, this thing comes right out. Not hard at all. Like a little bit of like, I mean, I'm turning this with my hand. To get the one out of the Epiphone, the 335, I mean, that took some effort. This is not taking any effort at all. There's a trick that I have read that you can do with these as well. And I think I'm going to see if I can get this back in. I have a feeling that this thing's going to keep coming out. It's just, it's not very tight at all. Not at all. Try to get it in there like that. Push it down with my hand. Yeah, see, it's going in crooked. No matter what I do, it goes in crooked. This is the problem with import guitars. they're not built as well as proper American-made guitars. I mean, and you know, unfortunately, I can't afford a proper American-made guitar because I don't have a bajillion dollars, unfortunately. But now, I mean, you're seeing what my issue is with these stupid bushings. Seeing how this works. Let's lay this flat. Maybe because I don't really have it flat. So let's see how this bushing goes in. Like this. See, now I can push it down like so. It looks like it's going down straight. The lip is still there. This is not going to go straight. No matter what I do with this, this is not going to be straight. Now, this isn't, to be fair, this isn't going to have any effect on the tunability of the guitar or anything like that. I mean, maybe it was like this all along, and I just didn't notice it. Like I said, it comes out pretty easy. I think I'm going to try a trick. There's a trick that can be done according to what I've read. And you can put masking tape on the bushing, all right? What it basically will do is it'll create like a, you know, a lip. It kind of builds up the bushing a little bit so that it's a little bit bigger than what it normally is. So if I was to wrap this masking tape around it, like, I don't know, once, maybe twice. Now I've got this tape here on this bushing. Just wrap the masking tape around it. Now I can feel that is tight. Yeah, that actually might be too tight. You might have to like experiment a little bit with how much tape you wrap around. Like, how far did I go around? All right, like once. It seems to me like I'm gonna get one wrap around on this, and I'm not gonna be able to get the bushing back into this hole. Now, if I bang this down with the mallet, I hope I can get that thing down far enough, because it's kind of pushing up the tape a lot. Now I probably made the hole like ridiculously loose, like an idiot. Oh God, I'm making a mess out of this. This was a stupid idea. Did I make it worse? Probably. Now I got all this frickin' tape on here. Well, that works. If you can get that peg back in there, it works. I couldn't. It's like too much though. Like I can't get it into the peg hole. So I mean, most people would suggest that you know, cut a dowel, get it in there, and re-drill the hole. I'm not going that far with the process because that's just far more work than I feel like I need to do. So you cannot do tape on this guitar because the tape, there's just not enough room for it. Period. And I'm chewing this frickin' thing up in the process, but whatever. This is my guitar, it's gonna happen. This thing is going in so crooked now. I fucking wrecked this. Oh, this DIY fixing, people. This is how it works. Watch me wreck my guitar before you do it to your own. I've taken a lot of wood out of there. I'm thinking about just replacing them with the posts that I have. The other posts. If I can get these posts down, I'm just gonna go I am destroying this guitar. I need something to bang it down though. I don't want to use that. I need to get this post in. Did I get to the body? Yeah, it's almost there. It's almost there. I managed to do this without cracking the body. So what I did is I had another pair of bushings that go down there that were this piece right here. I don't need. Those are the new ones, yeah. I had some other bushings from a bridge I had bought years, and I mean years ago. These are the ones that came with the Epiphone, okay? The ones I put in there seem like they're a little lower, but the thing is they're wider at the bottom. So when they get to a certain point, you gotta bang them in there hard. And I was nervous about cracking the guitar. I did not crack anything, did I? Plus, there's a ground wire in the bottom one for the pickups, and I don't want to damage the ground wire, but the ground wire was in there pretty good, so honestly, as long as that ground wire is touching, it shouldn't be a problem. I think the ground wire is probably where the problem happened with the Les Paul. Maybe they did ground it, and the ground wire was a problem. Did I crack this guitar? No, I didn't crack anything. But I had to bang these in. Okay, so I'll show you. Oh, wait. This is the old bridge posts, right? Yeah, I don't want to get parts mixed up here, although honestly it really doesn't make that much of a difference. They're all kind of the same part. So these are the old ones that I took out. So I took the old ones out. These freaking bushings. I don't know what the deal is with these bushings, but they're a little bit, they stick out of the body a little bit more than the Epiphone ones did, than the ones that I put them in did. But I think I did a pretty good job. Because if you look at it from the side, they're a little, like there's a little tiny bit of a lip coming out of the body. It's not a big deal. You can see I put new ones in there. They're different, but they're fine. Once you put the bolt down, you're never going to notice the difference. I put those down. Oh, I dropped that thing. That's what I did. But yeah. So I got them in. Now, the bolts that hold the bridge down, they go down fine. They fit perfectly fine. And the new ones that I put in, right? Yeah, there's nothing tight there. They screw right down, which is not a problem. And if you look at the body, one's a little crooked, but that is never going to be a problem. That is never going to have any effect on the playability of the guitar, and if it does, you don't have to worry. I'll have to deal with that, but it shouldn't. This one's a little crooked the way it went in. I think the problem is I don't think Epiphone. Sometimes I don't think the holes are being drilled properly. They're not. They're too big. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but the holes aren't being drilled properly. Thankfully, this is more of a recessed one, and I'm not messing with that one because that one wasn't an issue for me. Hasn't been a problem, so hopefully it won't be a problem. If I put this back in here like this, does it look horribly crooked? Not at all. You can't even tell. You can see they lift up a little bit, but I'm telling you, I had to bang these things in so hard to get them into the body of this guitar that they ain't coming out. These things are rock solid in the body of this guitar right now, so I am not concerned about them coming out at all. But yeah, so thanks for my journey here, my Epiphone problem journey. And hopefully I fixed the problem. I'm pretty confident that I did. And I just hope I didn't screw up the ground wire in this one, but that ground wire was pretty decent, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. But yeah, so if you like this kind of content, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know how crazy I am for banging the living shit out of my guitar with a mallet. But I didn't make any dings. That is why you buy a rubber mallet, because it doesn't affect the finish of things like a hammer would. Oh, sorry. I would never do this without a rubber mallet. And I'm just hoping I didn't knock some wire loose that was coming loose underneath there. But I'll have to plug in the guitar and check it out. But I'm pretty sure everything will be, I'm confident. I'm relatively confident everything will be fine. But man, you gotta put some force into it. You gotta hit pretty hard to get that to actually go in there. Especially if you're putting a post in that's just a little bit wider on the bottom or something. Which is a good idea, because once you get it down there, it ain't gonna pull out. Like these aren't ever gonna move. I don't think I will ever have a problem with these posts coming out. now that I've done this. But it's a little bit of a project, and hopefully I didn't cause any issues. Well, thanks. My name's Jay Byrne. This has been the Effects Loop. See you next time, and happy holidays to whatever you celebrate. If you don't celebrate, have a good couple of days off. If you don't have any days off, well, you know what? Treat yourself. Go do something. Try to have some fun at the end of this year. But take care, people. See you next time.